If you're looking to improve and rank up fast, you've come to the right place, so let's get right into it. There are tons of guides out there to help players from various different skill rankings rank up and rank up fast. While there are a lot of good tips out there to help players just like you, I feel as though I should have my own take on things and give everyone my own experiences to help you understand that your goals are attainable with good action. A lot of the problems players have when they are stuck at a rank is that they are making mistakes but don't actually see themselves making those mistakes. So allow me to help you fix your mindset and ultimately win more games of Overwatch. Before we start off, I just want to highlight that before I was a top 500 player peaking at 4439 on PC, I started in low plat on Xbox. Where I am today didn't come without a lot of hard work and a lot of effort that I put into my craft, and that is what I enjoyed doing. With this being said, I have a roadmap in the description to help you find exactly what you want out of this guide. But to keep the overall guide quick, let's start with point 1. To start off, make sure you optimize your settings, and this goes for every single game you play. Far too many players, myself included, play on max graphics settings when they first start playing instead of optimizing them for good frames. It's been a bit since I've played on console, but last time I checked, you are stuck with what they give you. Even if you do get the frames you want on higher settings, I still think that lowering them is a good idea, as the particle effects within Overwatch can be really distracting and prevent you from winning fights. This tip personally helped me out a lot when I moved from console to PC, and I saw a near instant improvement in my play. The settings I currently use are the default low settings within the Overwatch UI with the render scale option set to 75%. Also make sure that you are not using VSync and that you are running the maximum FOV you can, which should be set to 103. If you are running the standard 1920 by 1080 display on a 144Hz monitor, make sure you have it set to the correct settings in game as well as your Windows settings. That being said, make sure that you do not have mouse acceleration on. To do this, go to the Devices tab in the Settings app and click on the mouse. You want to make sure you go to Pointer Options and turn off Enhanced Pointer Precision. This makes it so that the quicker you move your mouse, the farther you flick in game. You really don't want this, as it adds an extra set of variability that is unwanted unless it is your preference. My last bit of advice for this section is to go into your characters and check out everything that can be changed. Make sure that you are keeping up to date with all of the new features Blizzard adds to each character, as they go unnoticed if you're not playing the game every single week. But with that, let's move on to the next topic. Coming in second, make sure that you are playing to improve and not necessarily for the win. I know it sounds super cliche, but the reality of it is that it is extremely true. It is important to change your mindset early. A win should be that you learn something from the game and not a literal win. I know the idea is that you should climb fast, but in just a week's time, you will see the results of your success. The only way you will climb from plat to diamond and above is by improving. This is especially apparent with the smurf problems you will see most predominantly at 2900, 3400, and 3900. To earn your rank, you must be able to beat the players that you'll play against at the next level, which takes time and practice. I will also take this time to make sure you ask yourself a very important question. Is the improvement process something that is fun and enjoyable to you? In other words, are you going to be consistent? If you don't like pushing yourself and seeing yourself improve, this guide doesn't really help you out much. The only way you are going to see results is if you focus and put your grind towards improvement, and it is really important to identify your motives before you waste any of your time. The moment that you take your view of Overwatch from just being a game to being a serious esport is the moment you will see improvement, which leads us into our next part, which is how to effectively VOD review. If you are on this video, it is pretty likely that you are familiar with the idea of looking over your own gameplay. However, there are a lot of different ways that work for different people. It is important to learn from your mistakes, but there are some situations where you don't realize the mistakes you are making, and that is when you get stuck at ranks. Take the time to go back through each game, whether it was a win or a loss, and try to deduce why you died when you did. Were you in a position where you were not properly equipped to dish out the value your character provides? Did you have an ability that would have saved you that you didn't use? Learning from each death, especially if you are able to do this mid-game, is exceptionally helpful in maximizing your uptime throughout teamfights, especially in a game like Overwatch where every bit of value matters. In scenarios where you are stuck and stumped, it is important to take action and seek for help. To make it easier for you all to learn and improve, I am probably going to start doing more VOD review streams of various different roles in the coming weeks. If you are interested in this, make sure you join the Discord linked in the description and meet tons of players grinding to improve just like you. While coaching is very helpful, sometimes it is not available or affordable. Luckily enough, there is another free option, which is to watch streamers playing the specific characters you are trying to learn. If there is a character you want to learn, there is probably a streamer associated with them. It is just a matter of finding them. When you do find this streamer, try to analyze what decisions they are making under certain circumstances and why, which can really help your gameplay and ability to make the correct decision in the heat of the moment. Lastly, another great source is to watch contenders when they're live, as it is much easier to digest the concepts that they show compared to the Overwatch leak. You can also get skins in game for watching, so it's a win-win. Moving forward though, let's move on to point number 4. I cannot stress this enough, but make sure to play what you want. This next point is pretty controversial, so allow me to explain my reasoning behind why I say this. It is really important that you pick a role that you enjoy and that you stick with it. I've created a playlist in the past explaining what I mean by roles ranging from main tank to flex support. I suggest you look at that playlist to get a better understanding if you are still lost. That being said, it is really important that you stick to a specific family of characters because it is much easier to learn the game itself this way. Playing a game of support and then 3 games of tank and then a game of DPS isn't going to help you because you can't focus on one area to improve. Picking a family of characters, like the flex supports for example, which consist of Ana, Zenyatta, Moira, and Baptiste, to rotate through in each of your games is crucial to climb and improve. By doing this, you can also learn how to play other roles like main tank by supporting what is making the space for you. When I was a console player, I used this strategy but mostly focused on Ana as she was really difficult and demanded a lot out of me mechanically and mentally. This persistence is what ultimately allowed me to blossom into the FPS player that I am today. This also helped make sure that I had the flexibility to succeed if Ana wasn't working down the road. Again, I can't emphasize enough to make sure you pick a role that you enjoy so that you are motivated to play and improve each day that you log on. If you aren't enjoying what you are doing, it is going to be extra hard to succeed when the negativity is sent your way. While specializing in one character is an okay thing to do, while you are learning, it is important to understand how that character interacts with the game so that you know when it is time to switch. Lastly, I hate to bring us back to health class, but it is extremely important that throughout your grind, you make sure that you maintain a healthy lifestyle and implement new additions to your diet, exercise, and social relationships. When I was competing as a player for attack mode, near the end of my stay, we implemented what we call as a player assessment tracker, which had a section dedicated specifically to exercise. Exercise and eating healthy are 2 things that can boost your mood and self-esteem. This drastically affects your play and will help you tilt less, which is something you ultimately need to avoid as much as possible as you make your climb. I personally like to go outside on a walk or go on a run every now and then to help me clear my mind before a rigorous training session. I also have seen the benefits of eating healthy as it makes my body feel less stressed in tough combat situations. Also, be sure to stretch so that you don't injure yourself while playing. I definitely wish I would have known this before I started playing OSU back in the day. It is also just as important to maintain your social relationships as you begin to train more and more, so that you have that support unit if you have a rough day of grinding. So, try your best to perfect your lifestyle at your own pace, as it will help you find the results that you want in the long run. And that is all I have for you guys today. If you do have any questions, be sure to join the Discord in the description. I also stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4 PM Eastern if you would rather your question be answered live. But until next time guys, I've got to peace out and paz out. I'll see you in the next one.